being used just to find out, again, your gifts, talents, and where you're most comfortable at, you're happiest. Sometimes you work somewhere else, and then you do something completely different. You feel like, where did the time go? At work, you're counting every minute, but when you do this other thing, you don't mind if you're working there for hours, doing the same thing. You're happiest there. You know, sometimes that's a revelation about what you should be doing if you want to be happy at what you're doing. You know, kind of one of the many tools for self-knowledge, meaning knowing yourself. It could be a revelation you didn't realize, that you like to do something, or it could be something that you're already doing, and you agree with it because, I'm already doing what I like what I'm doing, so this is just one of those that will either, shock you or affirm you, or in between, If you have a score that's, like it's high, it's not too high, it's not too low, well, and you have several of those, that means you'll be happy doing any of those. The Lord has equipped you. And obviously you have what we call the actual graces, right? That the Lord gives you these graces you need to do something. If He asks you to do something, or you're put in a situation where you have to do something, even if it's something you don't like, the Lord will give you an actual grace to help you do that. It's for the good of the kingdom. You see? For the common good, for the good of your soul and others. The Lord will give you what you need for that occasion and that task, provided you're open to His help. If you're resisting His help the whole time, well, good luck. You're going to be miserable. You might even hurt yourself because you're fighting Him. So what happens? You're thrown in a situation, or the Lord drops something in front of you where it's something you really don't like, or something, you're not trained to do whatever. Then ask for help. Ask your guardian angel. Ask Mary, your mother. It's called actual grace. What situation you're in, what task you are given at that moment, you ask. Don't resist. The grace is always there. Okay? It's called actual grace. Remember? Sanctifying grace, you receive that at baptism. You receive that every time you lose it with sin, by sin. You gain it back by going to confession and get back that sanctifying grace. Eucharist, the sacraments are there. You get the sanctifying grace to make you holy, to grow in virtue. So you be holy so you can enter heaven. The actual graces are actual graces needed at the moment. And then you have the sacramental graces you need to fulfill your state in life. You're married, you need the graces of matrimony. You're a priest, you need those sacramental graces you received when you were ordained. You need those graces to be a good priest. Okay? Now, to be a good plumber, you need the actual graces to be a good plumber. Not necessarily sanctifying grace, but you're doing the work honest to your clients, and you're doing it for love of God. You're not cheating. There you go. It's making you holy. That's sanctifying grace, active. What's the actual grace you need to do the work? Somebody raised their hand.
Remember last week when you handed out these, I got it.
Oh, yeah, International Rosary.
Mm-hmm. Well, you just never know when knowledge is going to be important to you. Sitting here, except for this past year when I couldn't come, I've been here since 2001, all the nights that I could, and when you're learning these things, you don't really think, well, I'm going to actively use these. But this week, we had our relatives that are LDS.
Oh, yeah.
That were here. And when you get to be friends with them, and that's what you're supposed to do, be friends with other people, whether they're your family or not. And then if they ask you a question, the knowledge that you gain from the classes over time, you'll be more comfortable in talking about the things. Well, my nephew, who's 56, Fred's, like brother, they're only a few years apart. He said Fred had a rosary by his chair. He said, I see Catholics and he did just like this. He said, I see Catholics on TV and people, and they always have one of these.
Yeah.
What is this?
Mm-hmm.
And then because of the years of coming to class, and you hear it repeated, because you don't think you're going to remember every single thing, I went through, what this was,
Yeah.
this one, and he listened in his life, and they're active LDS. So I went through each one. It's for faith, hope, and charity, Hail Marys, from Luke, chapter 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And going through the whole thing, and happened to be that this one that was given to us is for different parts of the world.
Whoa, they like that.
So we pray for the world, and we meditate on the life of Christ in each one, and that there, are sets of these that do the whole life of Christ. Well, you think you're doing a good job, but in explaining, but when you're in the throes of it, you don't know if you forgot something or if it was well, did you say it well enough to be understood? And Fred came to me later and he says, because he was in the room but like on the side.
Yeah.
Fred's my husband, and he came through the side. He says, you explained it really well. And I didn't expect him to say that, but it's an example of being in here and learning something, and the Holy Spirit reminding you of the things that you've learned that you can say again to someone else to correct misnomers that they've been given from their experience in the world.
Misconceptions, yeah.
So innocent. You gave us these.
Yeah.
I unwrapped it. I put it in my pocket.
Yeah.
And pulled it out, and so you just never know what these sacramentals are going to be needed for us to do for Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And then he looked around the whole house, our whole house, he said, you can
Her
tell.
whole house is
Lord,
full of
this is a Catholic home. And he said the crucifixes, especially the crucifix.
Yeah.
He said that's what Catholicism is all about. I said, no, it's not about the crucifix. It's what Jesus did for us.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of Protestants wear without because they say he's risen.
Yeah.
But this is what it took to save us. And that's why we wear with the corpus.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, so that it's not about the word Catholicism, that it's about him, Jesus. And so he said, oh, because if they don't understand, and then you're in a family setting, like, you have non-Catholics that are in your house or whatever, and it might be a rarity, but there'll be a time that God will call on you,
Well, they were
just
prompted.
sitting on the couch.
They were prompted to ask the
Pardon?
question, Lynn. But that's because it was there.
Yes.
You see, we
Yeah.
tell the people, especially fresh Catholics, and they have non-Catholic people in there or
Friends.
whatever. Make sure you have something out that's on the coffee table. You have some books, maybe DVDs, just lying around there in the bathroom, because they will check those out when you're not looking, and they get curious. And that one, it was just there. They wondered what it was. Innocent question. But the Holy Spirit, obviously, nothing happens without the Lord. Holy Spirit prompted the question. They asked the question. You were there to answer it. And even if you couldn't answer, you knew where to look. You know where the information is.
I had a discernment probably like 20 years ago. I had a person come to me. I was living in an apartment at the time.
Yeah.
And a person come, visited, short stay. And when they came in, I had a kind of a coffee table.
Yeah.
And I had the Bible. And it
Yeah.
said, big letters, Holy Bible. First thing the person did is they took the bag and just dumped it right on top of the Bible. And I said, discernment. I understand now what's going on. Dump on my Bible?
Well, what's the Bible wasn't in my house because I've got Bible on the I couldn't live on it.
Yeah,
I've got a stack.
Yeah.
yeah,
Concept.
yeah.
So,
Great idea, yeah. That's a great idea. You have several Bibles. That's why I say don't throw your other Bibles before you become Catholic, your Catholic Bible. Don't throw the others, because, yeah, that's what you do.
I've got at least 3 Catholic Bibles.
Oh, there you go. So, man, he's doing the Bible. All right. So, anyways, you never know. And the seeds, you planted seeds. And they're curious. Who knows? You know, you never know when they will hunger for truth. They will hunger for the truth. You know. And the Lord has invited them, always inviting. Anyways, okay, so you did find out your highest scores, right? Gave you an idea. Do you all agree with your results here?
Yes.
They're somewhat accurate. I told you this is just one tool. We'll probably find more. But this has always been a good, no, this one. Okay. Again, it could change several years. You know, you got more life experience, you got more exposure to other things. Your scores will change, or your perspective, your mindset, your experience will change. Some just are constant, you know, minor, you know, maybe a difference of 1 or 2 points, whatever. But as you are as an adult, you know, I could say that, yeah, you're probably about set in your ways already and, you know what you want to do. But I said sometimes there's a revelation there. Maybe the Lord is saying you could be doing this on top of that, you know. And if you want to grow in the virtues, okay, we always say some people have a problem of in their faith education, and I don't care Catholic or non-Catholic. They stop learning at 4th grade, 6th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade. They stop. And the cardinal even said, you know, this is something you have to keep doing, is growing in your faith and your knowledge. You know, we want to learn about new things, new skills, new apps, new information. But we've stopped as far as the faith. We don't want to know anything new. Why is it? There's so much to learn about God and His church and His goodness, His truth, His beauty. There's just, you can't exhaust it. You know, it's called the glory upon glory. Every time you learn something new about Him, you want more. And He will fill your cup, you know, until you overflow. Then you share it. You go for more. It overflows. You share it. So you keep going. He keeps giving you. Don't stop growing in your faith and in knowledge. That's what I'm saying. In maybe 2 or 3 years, you do this again, you'll have something else come up. Maybe. Or just be reinforced in what you already have. And so, just in your bulletin and in, you know, the website and other places, you can find out how many ministries there are at St. Anne's, how many activities, how many groups that you could try to join. Maybe you can start, you know, helping out Friends of the Needy, and then, you know, maybe a couple times doing that, and you go, you know, this is really not for me. You try them out. Try out the ministries. We'll give you, well, as far as the liturgical ministries, like being an extraordinary minister of communion, we ask you to kind of wait maybe a year or so before you volunteer there. Try out the others first. Those are the liturgical. Because this is your first year as a Catholic, and you're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to have, you know, maybe moments of doubt, right? That's why we're here. You know, you still have questions about the practices, the doctrine. Clear that up, you know, as soon as possible. Ask us, you know, do more research. So you're so new, give it some time as far as the liturgical ministries, meaning serving at the altar, giving communion, or some people, we want them to lecture right away, like Preston, but
Even visiting the sick. You don't
visiting
have
the sick, stuff
to
like
bring
that.
Jesus, you can visit,
Helping out in the activity, like I said, we have a celebration here. We need people to serve food. You need a food handler's permit. But we need people, just setting up tables or greeting people at church, stuff like that. But we want, and involve yourself in the activity. Like we have speakers, we have men's conferences, we have women's retreats. It doesn't even have to be at St. Anne's. You hear of something that might be interesting, go. It's all Catholic Church. Same thing. We go to activities at St. Mary Magdalene or St. Tim's. We go. We see St. Anne's people there. We see each other everywhere. So it doesn't have to be St. Anne's. You have to get involved and, join the activities. They're wonderful, good, clean, fun. And you know how Catholics can be crazy. We can be crazy fun, okay? We know how to celebrate, all right? So please get involved somehow. We have activities for kids. We always have the young families that they could join Bible studies that the parents are doing while the kids are playing. I mean, we have activities for the kids while the adults are also doing a Bible study or something like that. But your age group, there's plenty, as you probably already know. Plenty of activities. And the Mass itself, please, 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 do not miss Mass. This is your first year. You need to be immersed in it. You need, you can receive the Eucharist not just once a week. Try to come to more than once a week. Try to come not just on Sundays, but try, go slow. One more extra day during the week. We have, I don't know if they're going to have 3 Masses again. We'll see what Father says. Yeah. But, and again, if you have a parish that's close to you at work, find out the Masses. Find out if, confession over there. Because you need to go to these sacraments regularly. You can't stop. Just because you had your first communion, your confirmation, your baptism, that's only the beginning. That's only the beginning. So you need to keep going. And then, obviously, we have the men's conference this Saturday that I would love all the men to go by the Cardinal. The other speaker is this guy from the diocese, Mike Phelan, who is in charge of the marriage department at the ministry at the diocese. But this Cardinal is gonna, he's gonna have you on the floor laughing. He's so funny. He's got a great sense of humor, And he worked in the Vatican with John Paul II, all right? So he's really high up there, but he's so down to earth, And
Hung out with a saint, huh?
Huh?
He hung out with a saint, huh?
I know, he did. So, but he's so practical. The way he talks, I mean, he's so down to earth, and he just says it, and we're all laughing. You were there, right, last night? It was so funny. Anyways, we have a traveling crucifix, which is the ministry where they, this is to foster vocations. Sign your family up, call that number here, or, the email here. Because at every Mass, the family goes to the front and they give the crucifix to them. They get a blessing. The family takes the crucifix home and they pray for a whole week for vocations to the priesthood, religious life. It could be one or two of their kids or a member of their family, extended family. So every family gets to take the crucifix home. So you don't even have to have children to do that because you're praying for vocations. Okay, again, the intercession, some of you have high scores in that one, meaning, again, You're supposed, that means the Lord is saying you are a good prayer. You pray good, so go ahead, pray for others, intercede for others. That means that He has given you an extra, ounce of that, an extra gift there for praying. Maybe He knows that you can take time to pray. Maybe He knows that you can be more concentrated while praying. You have an ability to meditate better than others. So you get score high in intercession. You have this natural, compassion for others, so that helps you to pray for them or prompts you to pray for them. So that's why you have a high score there. Okay? So there's something here. You're new Catholics. And of course, you need to build up that relationship with Mary in order to become good Catholics. No saint that was canonized that we know did not become a saint, without having every saint has had a good relationship with Mary, a devotion to Mary, not just knowing her, but a special love for her. So, we have what we call the 33 days to morning glory. We did this years ago, and we had over 600 people do it, just the English, and then Spanish was over 150, maybe 200. And this is, you prepare for 33 days, you read something, and I'm going to be doing the weekly meetings, and then you read something, you meditate, kind of learning more about Mary and her role. You do that for 33 days, and then on day 34, you do a consecration to Jesus through Mary. Because Mary, as John Paul called her, we already know, all she does, her mission in life is bring us to her Son. John Paul says, if you want to know about Jesus, go to the school of Mary. Why? She knows Jesus the best, the most, okay? So if you go to her school, meaning, learn from her, you're going to get to Jesus quicker. Because she knows Him the best. So, 33 days preparation. I will be doing the weekly things, going to be on Saturdays, where we can meet and talk about what we read. We have some questions that we answer, to get us into the discussion. And then on day 34, we consecrate ourselves to Jesus through Mary. Consecration meaning setting yourself apart, surrendering your entire self to Jesus through His mom, and our mom, Mary. So, this particular method, we're using the book 33 Days to Morning Glory by Father Gately, and I have some free books, the slim version, okay, the specific readings for each day. And this is, in this method, we follow 4 saints. Saint Louis de Montfort, okay, he was the original one, that had we have the old version of total consecration to Jesus through Mary. Saint Louis de Montfort, Mother Teresa, Maximilian Kolbe, and John Paul II. 4. They're all Marian saints, devoted to Mary. We're going to be meditating, their teachings on, how to get ourselves into that devotion to Mary in order to get to Jesus. The center, the goal, the focus is Jesus, but we're going to be learning from Mary. Okay? So I have those books. They're free to those, especially those who are doing it the first time. Okay? I have set aside the number for our group, but obviously it's limited, and they will be giving it out in the office. It's already here, so people will be taking them. Okay? So that will be starting the first day. I told you it's 33 days, right? The first day is April 28th. April 28th. So look at your bulletin. I wonder if they put it here.
And it's a very easy one, I even did it. Very easy, it's not hard.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
It's
each
very
one of them.
interesting. It's not a long reading, but it's very deep and it's so beautiful that when you read it once, you want to read it again and again. That's where you're led into meditation. And it's on the four saints. I mean, and you know, you love them. They're great. So they're not boring at all. But there's a theology in it. You're going to learn this, you know. You can't help but get deep into their meditation. Okay? For the kids, you have Catechism of the Good Shepherd. Are they already signed up? Are they not yet? You know, find out because they're going to be registering soon. Okay, yeah, their age group.
Did
We
they
have-
get registered in the parish? Everybody? Did they-
Yeah,
I was gonna
those.
ask when Come and See Sunday is.
Yeah, you have to be registered in the parish to do that. And how do you register in the parish? Come and see Sundays once a month. What's the next one?
Isn't it in there?
Should be.
I don't know when it is, that's why I'm suggesting you look.
April 15th was the last one, so that was
Oh,
last
last
weekend.
Sunday.
So the next one will be sometime in May, it doesn't say. It'll
It's
be
usually
around
the
that time.
third Sunday of the month. Unless something's going on that Sunday.
They usually have a big flyer right outside the door here.
It's
Yeah,
after 9 a.m. Mass.
yeah, to register as a member. And then, in order to register in the school. Giving Tree, you know that ministry, anyone can help out there when there's always those trees in the narthex and they have tags, you take a tag and you buy whatever it is that's listed there, you know, for help. And then they have a day to sort all those things. That's something anyone can do. They usually sort the gifts here because all those have codes, they have numbers. Then they go to the needy, whoever, you know, and the Giving Tree, they go everywhere. You know, Jennifer Barger, they just go everywhere and help out everywhere. You know, those socks that we collected at RCIA, a couple of years ago? I delivered some of them, and Jennifer Barger, friends of Giving Tree, they gave them some of the homeless, you know, shelters. I gave some to Phoenix and right here in Mesa, and I delivered them personally. You know, socks are a year-round need, you know, for the homeless. And they can't go to laundromat and launder their socks. They wear them until they're really worn, and they just throw them out. They need a new pair, you know. And you know what they say? They don't even take off their shoes because those shoes will be stolen. If they take them off and leave them there and they're asleep on the sidewalk, that's going to get stolen. So a lot of times, you know. So that was a need. I wanted to do it again. I was too busy this past Christmas season. But there's always a need somewhere. So just sorting those gifts, and we do them several times a year, right? Several times a year. Even school time, we have a school
Easter,
supply, you know.
Easter, Christmas,
So-
back to school.
Yeah, even just bagging them and sorting them out, she always needs help, you know, to do that.
And that big brown bin right outside the gift shop, that's for food.
Yeah, right here.
You bring your
Right
food that
outside.
you want to donate, and you put it inside. So
We
that's
have a
put the
ministry-
food in that brown bin right outside the door.
There's many, yeah,
No,
right here, right here,
Where the gift shop is, right outside the gift shop.
right outside it.
Looks like a big trash bin. It isn't, that's where the food is. Yeah,
Hi, guys.
non-perishable.
And
Little people bring fruit from the trees.
art and environment. You know, they're always doing great decorations for the church, putting up decorations, you know, and then taking them down after the event or after that special feast or whatever. Christmas, Easter, the holidays, you know, Lent. And when we have special events, they're always needing somebody to help decorate and then take it down. So, you know, Those are things we could do easy. And then when there's a lot of us, then it's quick. You won't believe how many things, those banners, the flowers, little details around the church.
Can even help with the donuts and coffee outside.
Donut, yeah, after the 9 o'clock
Yeah,
mass.
so it doesn't have to be hard.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be, art and environment, that's it. We have a ministry supporting those who lost loved ones, a bereavement ministry. If or somebody that would be a good listener to those who have just recently lost a loved one, they just need somebody to talk to. They have the seniors group. Get involved in that one. Okay, I'm talking to myself. They're great, They have a bunch of activities, okay? But again, I'm telling you, we need you in the church. And you find that it's so fulfilling, you get involved in all the activities. Do you have enough days in the week? There's always an activity every day. Prayer. Sign up for adoration. Sign up for an hour. The best gift you're going to give yourself. Mine is Tuesday from 3 to 4, But as you know, it's 24/7. So you can go any time of day. Okay? Get your peace. That's where you get peace. I don't care how stressed out you are before you go in there. You will get your peace. The Lord will not disappoint. By the time you're done, you go home, you go, oh God, that's what you really needed, is Jesus, in adoration. If you haven't done it, you don't have to be Catholic. Bring your friends to adoration. Maybe go shopping with a non-Catholic friend, and then you go, oh, wait a minute, can I stop by here? Come join me. I need to do something, Let's go in here. I need to ask forgiveness for the money I spent today. Let's go in there. My feet are killing me, after that drive and all that. But can we just go there for 15 minutes? A lot of non-Catholics, they go there the first time and they couldn't believe how peaceful, how good they feel, even if they don't understand it. And, it's all quiet. I'm telling you, surprise your friends and then watch their reaction. Okay? So that is a ministry that everyone can do. Sign up for an hour. Many, just look at your bulletin and you have plenty. Anyways, did we take a break? Take a break. You want to take a break? After that, what shall we do? Questions, Q&A about anything. I was hoping there's more because, as soon as you get your sacraments, you have all these questions flood your mind, right? Like all of a sudden you're blanked out. You forgot everything. You forgot everything you learned in the sessions. You blank out and go, oh my God, I don't know anything.
That's
Usually.
why you keep coming back.
Yeah, usually. You want to take a break? Or you want to ask your question now? Take a break.